here at this hour. We are talking about the future of ODM, and Director of Communications ODM Party is Philip Etale. Yuko hapa, karibu sana Philo.
Asante
nyingi sana.
Yes.
Happy to see you.
Happy to see you too, bro.
Majimbo Kalasinga is MP Kabushai. Mheshimiwa, karibu.
Asante sana.
Both of you guys are seated on the hot seat. Tunapenda wageni, karibuni sana. Let's talk about the future of ODM as we approach to 2027 general election. But before that, let's just look at, let's go to DRC. And in DRC, we're going to get a proverb from them. But a few things about DRC. One of the richest countries we have in the world, rich in cobalt, used for e-mobility, used for lithium batteries. But you look at DRC today and the war that we continue to see in the country, and continues to stop them from being the greatest country it ought to be. And one would ask the question, East Africa community, you look at the African Union and pretty much global powers, what are we all doing to ensure that Democratic Republic of Congo shines and becomes the king it is, not just king in terms of, we know you have resources, but it is not helping you. But let's go to the proverb. The proverb that you have this morning: the lizard had the tree in mind before challenging the dog to a fight. The lizard had the tree in mind before challenging a dog to a fight. Director of Communications.
I get you.
How would you interpret it?
Basically, literally, the lizard knows very well that the dog cannot climb a tree. So that's why it kept on challenging. So actually, the way I interpret it is that, you could be big, you could be humongous, but one little person somewhere can come out and challenge you and floor you. I think that's what that means. And going back to DRC, someone said, a historian told me, DRC is cursed with resources. It has so many resources, but those resources are not helping that country. And another person told me, a politician from Uganda, told me, in DRC, the president is just like a figurehead. He even does not know where Lubumbashi is. Because his territory begins and ends with Kinshasa. Lubumbashi, Goma, all those areas. He doesn't even go there because the road network is poor.
Cast, many would say, they're blessed with resources. Mheshimiwa, how would you interpret our proverb this morning?
First, before actually I could come to that proverb, I think I've been in DRC myself. I serve on Pan-African Parliament, which sits in Johannesburg, the Midrand. We have a problem with the DRC. When I went to observe the elections, actually between Shekedi and the other candidate, it's unfortunate that Africa has a rich country like that. Not only minerals. DRC has the best forests.
And music.
And then and music, you're right. Liban. Every evening in Kinshasa, every bar that you could go around to have a drink, you get a live band. Everybody knows how to live band. Now, that was the point. When you look at how DRC is, it is rain-fed throughout the year.
True.
It's not like our country, some regions are dry. The problem of DRC is, again, a regional problem. You can see from the other side, Rwanda. DRC has the Rwandese in that around a third of the people in Rwanda, and they are born there. They're not just taken there. So they have a right to be there. But there is a lot of kind of feelings against each other. Now, the major problem is AU, I believe, because AU as a body is supposed to bring out facts that should heal this nation. One, economically; two, politically. AU itself is a problem because it doesn't want to strengthen even its institutions like the court, the AU court. The AU parliament is supposed to be an oversight body. It is not. I think it's by design. You cannot say that the Council of Ministers, foreign ministers, are stronger than the MPs Open African Parliament. Those are problems. So if we have to come back to DRC as a rich African nation, we must vote. But listen carefully. Those people who are fueling some kind of disquiet in DRC are the beneficiaries of this minerals.
Yes, we agree. Conversation for another day. How would you interpret our proverb? Bado tuko hapo.
The crocodile,
the lizard
looked at the tree,
had the tree in mind,
and then
before challenging the dog into a fight.
I think the lizard overdid. It was dangerous. Actually, it didn't have its own energy to challenge the dog, but it used an external energy to challenge that dog. That was dangerous.
Yes. All right. 2027 is around the corner. ODM, 20 years in the making. Raila Odinga built an amazing, beautiful party. You look at what is happening right now in ODM. We have, one would say, two factions. You have the leader ground, Linda Mwananchi. 2027, as we approach there, I'll start with you, Etali. What's up with ODM? How are we going to 2027 divided into two?
There's nothing up with the ODM. ODM is intact.
ODM is not up in flames?
Not at all. The media would want the public to look at it that way.
It's what you're showing us.
But what I would say is, and I said somewhere else that there's this Swahili saying that goes, muti mkuu ukikatwa wana wa ndege huyumba. Now it's that point in time of the party that we are facing this kind of storm. And for 20 years we had the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, who held the party together, who stood with his principles to ensure that the party grows, the party is deep-rooted into the republic, because we are the only party in this country that has traces in every corner of this country. Majimbo and my brother Kevin here can attest to this. We are all over as a party. And there are diehard people who believe that ODM is our home, this is where we belong, and we need to ensure that we make this party greater than Baba left it. That is the point we are in at this particular time. And when you see the divergence in opinion, be it in terms of leadership or membership, people siding with one side and other siding with the other side, it's because of the democracy that is in the party. Because that D in the party gives every member the right to exercise their democratic right.
But
it is democracy at play in ODM.
But Etali, you talk about democracy within the party, and I'll take you back to broad-based when it was formed, right? One Secretary General Edwin Sifuna used to speak the way he spoke when Raila was there, and it's like, let him speak. We have democracy within the party. He accommodated him. Exit Raila Odinga. And we see that democracy that you're talking about within ODM ceases to be there, because everyone then is reprimanding the Secretary General for his positions that he's taken within the party. So how then do you talk about democracy within the ODM party when what you're showing the world is the absence of the same?
You see, that democracy is what I'm talking about. The democracy that the Honorable Raila Odinga nurtured in this party is what is happening in the party now. Because, when the neck of the party made the decision to suspend the Secretary General on what they said is gross misconduct and going against the party ideals and principles, it did that knowing very well that suspension doesn't mean expulsion. If you went to school, you'll agree with me. Suspension doesn't mean expulsion. He wasn't expelled from the party. And when we had our SDC, the Special Delegates Convention, a fortnight ago, many people, including the media, started misleading the public that, the ODM is afraid of Senator Edwin Sifuna, That's why they did not take any action against him. The truth of the matter is, the NDC does not approve decisions of the NEC. NDC approves decisions of the NEC that have been ratified by the National Governing Council. Senator Sifuna's decision at the NEC was not ratified at the NGC because he moved to court to challenge that decision. So there's no way Senator Sifuna's issue was going to come up at the SDC because it had not been ratified by the National Governing Council as the constitution of the party provides. So the public should know that, we are a party that believes in our own rule of law within the party, that we have to do things in a structured way. If the NGC meets and says, we are not going to ratify the decision of the NEC, it will die at that particular point in time. But as it is now, the matter is, on the 26th of last month, the PPDT gave a direction. They said it was a judgment. Yep. Actually, this matter should be handled within the party. Exhaust all your internal dispute mechanisms, and then after that, it can be handled elsewhere.
So
if that fails,
an opportunity to negotiate with Senator Sifuna.
I'm not talking about negotiations. What it is that now the disciplinary committee, the matter is seized by the disciplinary committee of the party. It's handling it. A letter has been already been written to the Senator Edwin Sifuna, and I'm told he has appointed a team of lawyers to come and defend him before the committee. So when that time comes and the matter is dispensed with, then we can talk about it later. But as it is now, let the disciplinary committee handle it because it has the powers to do it. The summons have been made. So let's wait for the decision by the disciplinary committee of the party.
Majimbo, ODM, 20 years, a party that has moved mountains in the country. You talk about democracy that we're enjoying today, and ODM is largely enough attributed, sits at the helm of the same. We look at ODM today. Would you say ODM is as was when Raila Odinga was there, or is it a shell of its former self?
I think it's unfortunate. World over, parties rise, build, and then they reach the apex and decline. I think, to be very honest, if I may speak at the heart of my heart,
yes,
ODM has declined badly. And if I may borrow the words of my brother, Philip, he has said himself, I'm not good in Kiswahili, but this amesema, mti mkubwa ukianguka, wana wa ndege huyumba. I think mti mkubwa yes ulianguka. Lakini wao etale wenyewe wameanza kukata miti ingine ndogo ndogo kama Sifuna. Sasa wana wa ndege wataenda wapi? So if we go by that, then mti mkubwa ukianguka, ile miti ambayo iko karibu ndogo yenye si kubwa kama hiyo should be maintained. That is my prayer. ODM has been our party. Phil, for your information, Western has embraced ODM for long. And I was a child of Baba, when we were in Ford. The late Michael Mwalagijana, Dr. Mokisaki Tuyendro, Boja, Raila Odinga, Muzej, Jaramogi. We were the boys when we were in the universities. I respect Baba so much. But I knew that the death of Baba, you see, because ODM was Baba, and Baba was ODM. So the going of Baba has brought. In fact, when I was in the house, when the casket of Baba had to fly in the country, all members of parliament who sat said, "You see that casket? They are lowering from the plane down. When it will go inside the grave, a lot of career opportunities of MPs will go in the grave as well." So we are not saying ODM as a party alone. I have no problem with the party internal mechanisms of what they are doing. It's okay, that is the right of the party, you have it. But look at Edwin Sifuna. Before, during the life of Baba, Edwin Sifuna rejected to work with Honorable William Ruto. He said it in front of Baba, that count me out in these matters. Baba has gone. He has still maintained the same. Even Baba could not remove Sifuna from the party when he had that kind of divergent opinion. That is what I thought. That if the current ODM, because we have ODM in Western, it's in our people. But now, if we go to remove people who are sharp in the party, and please, Edwin Sifuna looks like he's getting some extreme forces, some kind of power from Baba himself. You see, the rejuvenation. Edwin Sifuna is not spending any single shilling for young people in Western and Nyeri to go register for votes. It's, by the way, just look around. You realize something that Baba and Ruto failed to do, to urge the youth to register as voters. They really urged them. Even incentives were placed on table. But they have decided on their own. And you see, those who ignore the wind of change are swept by the same wind of change without knowledge. Please, let us see what we're doing. I have no problem. But also the way they are handling it, how do you expect the Secretary General of the party, whom you have a lot of respect with, the man who signed the certificate of Baba when he was running for presidency, he has the tools of the party. Also, and he comes from a region, he comes from where Italy comes from, and myself. The region also will form a bloc and support him. And the way I'm saying things go, okay, I'm not in ODM, but this Edwin Sifuna needs, the way we see him, you cannot fall a bath when you can make a trail. Yeah.
Okay. Philip, I'm just wondering, because if you look at the growth of ODM, it's been on the behest of the people. A party that fights for the people anytime anything is wrong in this country, or even in the region, because we've also had, other regions, former Prime Minister speaking very boldly about things happening in other countries that neighbor Kenya. Most citizens who feel aggrieved would feel that they would want to be closer to ODM to speak for them, and especially because of the former Prime Minister, and largely the political leadership of ODM. Do you think that this rift, and especially the clamor that we see around Linda Mwananchi, led by Mheshimiwa Sifuna, Babu and others, also CETs, who is also your deputy party leader, right? Do you think that there is a new front, a new voice, an emerging voice for people who feel aggrieved by the things that are happening within the wider broad-based government? And they're saying that, if ODM cannot speak for us the way it used to be, and we cannot find salvation, of course we are coming from Easter, within that broader ODM, then we are going to support Linda Mwananchi. And how, the second question is, how prepared is the mainstream ODM, the original ODM, the Linda ground, to absorb new voters, especially based on what Mheshimiwa Kalasinga said, that there is an emerging new voter bloc. They are very innovative. They are easily moved towards what excites them. Is ODM prepared? And I have to be magnanimous enough to congratulate the party for the SDC that was conducted, properly organized. I think the speeches were also very effective. That was very, very well. And we could see the spirit of Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. But is ODM prepared to salvage the original efforts of what Baba fought for, particularly for the maladministration or injustices that people felt, and especially with the youth that are currently now registering as voters?
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. From your initial statement, you said ODM has been fighting for the rights of the people.
Yes.
And indeed, for many years, ODM has been on the forefront in inveighing against corruption. You have inveighed against bad governance. You have inveighed against people misusing the rule of law, going against the rule of law. Is the same spirit that as a party we are also inveighing against misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. There is a lot of fake news surrounding this issue of ODM.
Yeah.
And I would say, as a party, we are victims of external forces that are also ganging up against the party, because, they could not fight Raila Odinga when he was alive. They loathed him. But now that he's not there, these external forces want to use the small rift that is there within the party, something that could have been solved by the party. You'll find external forces either using proxies or also just appearing to try and discredit the party that has been built for over the years. 2 decades of a stronger democratic party is not a main business. So what we are witnessing is something that is not what we would want to happen to a party. Because these external forces, how do you explain somebody belonging to another party going to a parallel meeting supposedly convened by the ODM, a faction of the ODM, and then says that person is from another party, and they don't expect Honorable Majimbo Kalasinga to utter the words that I'm going to quote here. Ati sisi hatuwezi kubali Mheshimiwa Oburu akuwe party leader wa ODM. You are from a different party. You belong to a different party. You have never been a member of the ODM party. You only associate with ODM when it comes to your personal gains. So such kind of utterances are what are fueling this kind of animosity, because there are people who believe in ODM. I personally have a lot of respect for the Honorable Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna comes from my community. I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for Senator Osotsi. Actually, he's my... we come from the same clan. But I have a lot of respect also for the other leaders within the rank and file of the ODM party. Senator Oburu, Senator Honorable Gladys Wanga, who is the chair, and every other leader, Junet Mohammed. But when we have external forces trying to compete with the status quo of the party, then the party feels like, there's some kind of disenfranchisement, You'll find members of the party from a particular area saying, kumbe ni hivi. But there's something that I've noted in this particular tussle for the period that we've been witnessing this turmoil. There's a well-orchestrated campaign to try and put a Berlin Wall between 2 communities that have been so much close to each other within the ODM party. They want to disintegrate these 2 communities. They want to fragment them. Then people say, unaona, this community doesn't like this community. That is not the spirit of ODM. The ODM believes in unity of purpose. Okay. The ODM believes in oneness, and the ODM believes in a stronger democracy that we can all be proud of.
Yeah. Mheshimiwa Kalasinga, I want to look at ODM before broad-based arrangement.
Yes,
you know, ODM was that party where cost of living is high. ODM would be there to talk about it. You talk about injustices. Raila Odinga would call out these. ODM would be pro-people in everything that they would do. Enter broad-based, and you remember broad-based at the time when Raila Odinga came in with UDA. It was to stabilize the government. You know, Raila Odinga said it is better to have a bad government than not have have government at all, right? So here we are. Then many say that ODM took advantage of an initiative by the young people at the time, hijacked it and made it their own. And here we are now talking about even the agreement, the 10-point agenda under broad-based. It had a deadline. It was 7th of March, right? 7th of March. And one asks the question then, even then under the broad-based arrangement, has have Kenyans seen any fruits from this broad-based arrangement? Was it for the benefit of Mwananchi that ODM has been credited for a very long time? Or was it an opportunity for the political class, for those who got to these positions, to maintain themselves and their spaces, not for the benefit of Mwananchi? Yeah. Because today Kenyans say, we do not relate.
Thank you. You know, my brother Philip has just said a very, very important point before I come to what you just asked me. He just said that actually the major problem of ODM is its external forces.
Who are they? Name them.
Philip, if you are genuine to yourself, the biggest external force is UDA and its president.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth. Because if the president, I am a Kenya Kwanza member of parliament, Fort Kenya, but my eyes cannot stop to see bad things. Not the fact that I'm in Kenya Kwanza.
Yeah.
If the president of the Republic of Kenya, who is a UDA party leader, can come to ODM function and tell you that I will mobilize the old ODM stakeholders and punish you, Sifuna.
And discipline you.
Sifuna.
We are founders.
You see, that is an external force. You are right, Philip. For you first to start removing small external forces destroying ODM, first remove this huge external force that has come with money and coercion. You see, I want to tell you for a fact. Now, what is trending in Kenya is that zoning. ODM is crying, we want zoning. This friend of yours, whom I've just said, does not believe in zoning. If I may tell you an example in Bungoma, which is a Fort Kenya region, the party leader of Fort Kenya is Moses Masika Wetangula.
Speaker.
He was the co-principal of this friend of yours during the general election. But as much as he was his friend, UDA came to snatch seats in Bungoma. Yes, you can see Kimilili constituency under UDA, Mount Elgon, UDA. Yeah, get me facts. Webuye West, UDA. You see, if actually he was a genuine friend of Wetangula, he would have allowed him to have MPs of Fort Kenya, even to increase his basket. But he knows what he wants. And you see, you are competing. Somebody is coming to fish from your waters. And he has much stronger nets, and he has much powerful things that he can, because he has the money, he has the networks, he will be, of course, ahead of you. The other problem about it is, you see, parties always will decline whenever it doesn't have a presidential candidate. Whenever a party is not feeling a presidential candidate, the confidence levels of people drop. So I know very well that if ODM is not going to present a presidential candidate, if he's going to look for position 2 with the good friend that you've acquired now, I'm telling you, the confidence levels of people will come down. And 2, you are gambling in what you don't know you can get or not. This seat already is with Professor Kindiki. I know you'll fight. You can place a fight. I know you have a good fight. ODM can place a very good fight. I know. But remember, the fight also will come down to where the other part. Political calculation will come to the fore. If I will speak what you have asked me, ODM then was a people's darling because it was speaking the things of the people. You remember when we had bad sugar that came in this country, the other government, Raila came out very strong and said, we cannot take mercury. Every Kenyan, when fuel was a problem during the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta's time, Raila came out firm and said, no, we can't move up this tax. It remained 8. It was to go to 16.
What?
When we took this government, the 13th parliament, where I serve, the first finance bill, I'm the only first member of parliament of Kenya Kwanza who voted no. Not because I read it was bad. You cannot move fuel tax from 8% to 16% instantly and expect. And you see, we had complaints that actually the economy was doing very badly. And then you would overtax the people. That is when I saw real ODM stand with the people, Philip. That is when I saw ODM MPs vote no. And they spoke the truth. I don't know, between the 2023 finance bill and 2024 finance bill, I don't know what happened on the road between there because they changed tune. The independency of this, of our parliament is also under question. Because if you can marshal and bring members of parliament who are for the people, in the world all over, we have both the ruling and the opposition, all over. The ODM being in opposition is also a role to play. When they crossed flow to the other side, everything that comes from the floor has a problem. It must go through. And you see the executive, if it goes in debate with parliament, people are the ones who perish. Finally, if I have to be honest on ODM as a party, I think apart from the few, Ososi, Sifuna, apart from the few who stand with the Mwanainji, the rest are about let down. And as I said, if they don't take much caution, the Kenya that we had before is not the current Kenya.
Philip.
Yes.
I know Kevin wants to jump in, but I want to ask the question. ODM as a people's party, that is what ODM has been seen for a while. What do you make of statements like, he ODM see human rights? Junet Mohammed.
Ya kupigania watu. Ukitaka watu wa kupigania wananchi.
This is a party that imekuwa ikipigania wananchi, right? We talk about democracy that has existed within ODM for a very long time. D in ODM is democracy, right? And internal wrangles would be handled in that democratic space and would be handled within the party. But here we see Sifuna even going to court saying internal mechanisms have not taken place. That is an order that came from the court after Sifuna went there. That means the idea of democracy and individuals being allowed to speak within the party had been stripped away from the party. And one asks the question, Etali then, ODM as a party that has championed democracy, how will it come back and convince Kenyans that today we are a democratic institution? We are championing for rights of Wananchi. We are fighting government excesses when ODM is in the government and we see excesses and ODM is seen to be silent. That democracy you're championing is not being practiced by the party itself. What do you tell Kenyans today with regard to ODM going to 2027 that they should trust that you will stand for them, you will fight for them, and you will deliver for them?
You know, my brother, Sito, ODM is a movement. ODM is not just a political party.
Yes.
It is an organization that has people from different parts of this country, and many people believe in the ODM. What was not given to ODM after Baba's untimely death was time for it to reorganize itself. When the interim office was established immediately after Baba's death, when the Honorable Oburu Oginga was announced the acting party leader at the Agile Hotel here, on the morning, I think it was the second day after Baba's death, on the 16th of October, the year 2025, people started throwing stones at the party. Oh, why have you done this? Why have you not given so and so that position? Such kind of stuff. There was not going to be a vacuum. Yes, it was a painful death to the country and to some of us who believed in Baba. I still believe in Raila Amolo Odinga because of what he has done to my life. He has mentored me. He has always walked with me. He has talked to me. He has nurtured me. So the ODM party was not given time to heal at that particular point in time. And as Dr. Oburu always says, he was equally caught unawares with that declaration or that decision by the NEC that he should take over the mantle for the time being, until that time that the NGC on the 26th of November, endorsed him or ratified his appointment as a party leader of the party. What I can say is this. ODM has had people from different races, men, women, people, the minority. We have had the old and the young. It's a party that has brought together so many groups of people and individuals. What was so difficult with some of us as young people saying, okay, this has happened. Dr. Oburu is a seasoned politician. He is there. We have many years to live than he is. Then, after that, we can chat, we work together, then we agree that this is going to be transitional, that from the old, we come to the young. Then we continue making the party stronger and better. Now, what I'm seeing in Honorable Majimbo, he's trying to exude supercilious attitude that other people have out there against ODM. They come with big words. They are generous with hate for the president. Some of them have differed with the president. He says.
So did ODM.
He proclaims here as a staunch member of Kenya Kwanza,
Yes.
but he differs with the president. I did not go to President Uhuru Kenyatta. My leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, may he continue to rest in peace, took us to President William Ruto. He said, for the interest of the nation, at that particular point in time, and you can attest to it, Mheshimiwa, even you in Parliament were not comfortable with what was happening.
They were in the tunnel.
You were attacked. You started running helter-skelter in the tunnel, sweating, smelling smoke and dust within the Parliament precincts.
Good English, yeah. Right.
You guys should have sat down and reasoned and thought, why did Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga decide to go this way? It was for the stability of the nation. We are stable today. As a country.
Was the country unstable, really?
It was unstable. There was so much turmoil in the country. There was so much noise from different quarters, people storming the streets, storming Parliament. Parliament had never been stormed,
But
even since independence.
But it was the first time. One would challenge that by saying that the constitution that Kenyans gave themselves gives Kenyans an opportunity to exercise their democratic right directly or indirectly, right? And at that point, Kenyans expressed themselves and went to Parliament because they were expressing their frustration with the House at the time. It was not that the country was unstable. It is Kenyans who were dissatisfied with the political class at the time. And Raila Odinga, one would say, had no right whatsoever to interfere.
He never interfered. What he did was just to give direction. How do we calm the storm? How do we bring this to a stop as we chart the way forward for the country? Let us work with the president to stabilize the country, not to give him the power to continue doing the things that people are protesting against, but to listen to the people, and at the end of time, he makes the right decisions. So I believe that is where we are. And that is where Baba left us. I would not say that the president is bad. He has never wronged me. He has never, maybe if he has wronged Mheshimiwa in one way or the other, I don't know. But that's not a discussion for today. What we need to be talking about is the country stable? Are we ready for the 2027 general election?
Okay.
The young people are registering in large numbers to vote. And I told some young people in Lugari, where I come from the other day, you guys have been complaining of bad leadership, but you don't want to register. Why don't you register? Then you go and exercise that democratic right and elect that person that you want, instead of whining, complaining all the time. But they should know that democracy is not just about their person winning.
Okay.
It's about real democracy.
So, Mheshimiwa, there is there's an issue here about. So you mentioned that part of the enemies of ODM is UDA party leader and some others.
Yes.
I remember during the 1 year of NADCO, that's the broad-based government.
Yeah.
Mheshimiwa Junet Mohammed actually belabored the point around some 12 billion shillings. And he said that there is money that our party is owed by the exchequer. 12 billion, he mentioned.
Yes.
Do you think, so I think the easiest question is, what must ODM do to get this money? Because it's their constitutional right, it is their legal money that they are supposed to be given as per the political parties financing act, etc. But on the flip side, as you mentioned, UDA party leader, you also mentioned financing ODM.
Yes.
So are we seeing a scenario where ODM is being stifled, but there is another hand that is trying to use the stifling of ODM, particularly from finances, to be able to show some, kind of like, I am for you, I'm supporting you.
Yes.
What must ODM do in the wake of the challenges that they are having, but much more fundamentally, the financial aspect that they are owed by the government, while also maintaining its space as the party of the people and the mouthpiece of the downtrodden?
I think the problem of government having held holding 12 billion for ODM was real, actually. I agree with it.
It is.
And other political parties as well. I think that was something that could still be handled by ODM MPs, ODM leadership on the floor of the House, not in State House. I still want to believe that is sometimes when you go to Western and a cow has given birth to a calf, and you want this cow to enter in a house, you take in the calf. The mother cow will go running into it to check the calf. I think this issue of 12 billion, is it the one that drove the broad-based government to come so that they can be paid their money? And indeed, if they did, are they quiet now because they have been paid? 12 billion is a lot of money. The person to give us the answers is our SG then, Sifuna still. I still want to believe that that was then the time when you hold someone for your own advantage is wrong, and that is the kind of friend my friend Phil Betale is talking about, and that's what I said before. I have nothing wrong with the president. We have never crossed at a personal level, but the things that affect Mwananchi, please, that's where we draw the boundary, and I draw it very clearly. That even last time when the president was in my constituency, last 2 weeks ago, I refused to attend the function where he was coming to. Because you cannot come and launch a market, and then come relaunch a market, and then come the third time to launch the same market. See? That is what I'm saying. Let launch a market, then come to open it up. It is still under construction, 30%, 40%. 60%. How many times shall we talk about Chwele market?
Have you raised it in Bunge? You have what it takes?
I did that. I've done that several times. And you see, when he's my boss, I don't need to be raised frequently all other times. You know what it means.
And they don't respond to you when you raise it.
Okay. When what I'm having here is, I don't want to look like my people in my constituency.
About market.
They're asking me, this is Chwele market. It is under construction. The president came to launch it. The second time he's coming again, is 30% he's launching it. Let them say he's coming to inspect it, but inspection can be done by a county commissioner. No, the president can come on. That is not the story for today. I wanted to just find 2-3 questions asked clearly and maybe answered. Why was the rush for the replacement of the ODM party leader before Baba was buried? That's my first question, Philip. If you can find an answer for if they were deputies of the party by then, if they were to hold the party until we bury and our grief come down, and find the third one, when Baba took ODM to broad-based government, did he say 2 term? He didn't. So this was the convenience of the time. I have no answers for those 3 questions because I'm not in ODM.
You see, and I think because that I was having the question then. Raila Odinga broad-based government, is ODM working with the government today? Yes or no?
ODM is in partnership with the government.
Is it working with the government?
UDA, not government.
Okay, with the UDA.
UDA party.
Okay.
And that is the agreement that was signed at the KICC. That's why you never saw party leaders of other parties, that even the one that Honorable Majimbo Kalasinga belongs, attend that function.
My second question. With these formation of government, with these arrangement that ODM and UDA are working with together, the second question then would be, did that then stop ODM from opposing government excesses in parliament or outside parliament?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
And Baba was very explicit even after that agreement was signed, that you should not shy away from correcting the government, pointing out where the government goes wrong. Point it out in parliament, on the floor of the house. That's where you're supposed to do it from.
Yet, Etale, what Kenyans are treated to is that ODM has become part of the choir. Where Kenyans are oppressed, ODM is quiet. Where government excesses are seen, ODM is quiet. Because one of the objects ODM put in that 10-point agenda was that extrajudicial killings would become a thing of the past.
Yes.
2025 demonstrations of the 1 year, and we see over 60 Kenyans who were killed at the time. ODM was in broad-based government and ought to have called out the government. As we speak today, Kenyans are saying ODM is part of the problem. ODM is part of the choir, and the choir master is William Ruto.
You see, we cannot be part of the choir as a party. We have our own principles, we have our ideology that we stand for, and we believe in fairness for everyone and respect for human life. That is what the party believes, and it will continue championing for that. And whether we are pushed to the wall to try and look like we are singing the song that is being conducted by somebody else,
by the president,
I will say ODM is a party of its own. It's a standalone party, and we shall continue. We cannot sit down as a party and appraise what is not good. If we see the continuation of extrajudicial killings, the party will point out. It will come out strongly and say, no, this is not right.
You know, one thing that Raila Odinga would have done at the time, even today, is he would have stood and called out the ongoing fiasco in the fuel sector. Why are we not seeing ODM do that? Is it because the cabinet secretary is from ODM?
Definitely. This thing happened as we entered the Easter holiday. People were on holiday. Expect this to happen. Don't look at ODM as a part of the orchestra. We'll point out where the wrongs are, and we'll tell Kenyans that this is indeed not right. Because I've seen there are people who've been arrested. We are not the kind of a party that peregrinate from what we are built for. We will continue fighting for the rights of the people of Kenya as a party, as ODM, and as a movement that Baba left.
So, Philip, this is the headline of the Standard. Of course he knew. And this is in reference to one of the experts. That is Mheshimiwa Wandai. Are we seeing the party calling out the CS Minister of Energy?
You see, as I said, we've seen some big fishes being arrested, and they should be arraigned in court. Some of them have resigned from government. Let's wait for the outcome of what this. If there's any truth in what people are trying, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of misinformation in this country. When something is before the court, let the courts handle it. Let the truth come out from the courts, because that's why we have the courts. And that's why when Mheshimiwa, somebody wants to challenge his election, they move to court so that justice can be served. let us wait for the courts to pronounce themselves on this matter without pointing fingers at people. Then, after that, action and other decisions will be made.
Yes. Majimbo.
Yes.
So here we are today talking about the future of ODM going to 2022. I know you don't belong to the party, but everyone has an opinion, right? So here we are going to 2027, and a party that has positioned itself as being pro-Mwananchi. My question is very simple.
Yes.
Do Kenyans today identify with ODM as watetezi wa wanyonge?
I think in one statement, Kenyans have lost total confidence in this party because, as you have shown us on that paper, what do you expect ODM to hold a press conference statement and then we see Junet talking about that? That's my question. I don't have an answer then, but there's a question you asked me before about the 12 billion. I think the president gave the Minister of Finance, Treasury, to Honorable Mbadi to pay the party. Because actually he's the man who releases the money. Yeah, he's there. He must see every man that leaves the Treasury. I think when he was given that position, in other words, he was told, pick this and solve your problem. I think he has solved it.
But that is to be confirmed. That is to be confirmed.
I think the claims by Mheshimiwa are very spurious.
Unfounded,
They are unfounded. And I would say nobody has come out to say that Kenyans have lost confidence in the party. I will not want to talk about other political parties like he does with oomph and the gusto that he has. Learn to respect democracies of other political parties, Mheshimiwa. Try and focus on how you can make your party grow than focusing on other political parties. And that's not just for you. It's for other politicians who would want to poke their noses into the affairs of the audience.
In closing, real quick.
I'm just wondering, Mheshimiwa, one of the biggest trending words in Kenya right now is zoning, and is about ODM.
Yeah.
What is happening with the party?
Oh, yes, we believe in zoning, and that is it. That is what it is. Because even during the Malava by-election in July of last year, I sat down with my late party leader at the Nairobi Club and asked him, are we not feeling a candidate in Malava? Because I come from Western.
Yes.
And I will use his voice, how he told me. No, Philip, that one is for William. We have let it, we are supporting him for the Malava seat. He's going to support us in Magarini, and the other seats, Ugunja and Kasipul. So zoning is a reality. So anybody opposed to zoning is also an enemy of this broad-based government.
All right. Okay. I think that is a good place to end the conversation. Philip Etal is the Director of Communications, ODM Party, and Majimbo Kalasinga MP Kabushai, the future of ODM. The next few months will show us where we are with regard to the 2027 election and the future of ODM. Asanteni sana.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.